All right, so as the fallout continues from the massive civil fraud ruling against former President Donald Trump in New York, Attorney General Letitia James, she is now openly gloating about seizing Trump properties if he has any issues paying the nearly $500 million fine. Take a look.
Insisting she will collect that civil fraud fine, even if it means seizing some of his assets.
We are prepared to make sure that the judgment is paid to New Yorkers. And yes, I look at 40 Wall Street each and every day.
But the former president seems undeterred, as usual. Instead, he's focusing on the campaign ahead, including the South Carolina primary coming up on Saturday. We will be in South Carolina this week. Here with reaction, former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy. He's been stumping for the president in South Carolina all day today. You know, I look at this and, you know, you think of a state like New York, Vivek, and here's a state where we have on videotape two examples of the cops getting the living Adam shit kicked out of them by illegal immigrants. The first group of people, they go to jail, they get out no bail, they head out to the state of California, the sanctuary state of California, for free health care. No consequences. In this case, nobody got harmed. You have a disclaimer to saying, don't go by our valuations. You have a judge that values Mar-a-Lago at $18 million, and here we are. What? Are you next? We have Ron DeSantis coming out. Is he next? Because I don't think either one of you are liked by the media mob either. Me too, just for the record.
Yeah, so you show me the man, I'll show you the crime. That was a famous saying from Stalin's chief of police. That's how the prosecutorial system is now working against Donald Trump today. Not only was this not a victimless crime, Sean, you want to think about the people who did business with Donald Trump. They made money off of those interactions, not just average consumers, but financial institutions. So for her to bring this case, I think is a legal and unconstitutional violation. And when that's overturned on appeal, she's now talking about seizing Trump's residences and real estate properties. I want to know what property of Letitia James is going to be seized when this is overturned on appeal for the damage this is doing to our country and to trust in the standard of the rule of law in the United States of America. We need accountability when this is overturned on appeal. But for now, I'll say this is a travesty of justice, and this should not happen in the United States of America.
I agree with you. And this is now getting to the heart of where we are. I mean, we're now criminalizing political differences. We've weaponized justice in America. There's a two-tier justice system. You can see that certainly in the documents case. Top secret classified information, Hillary's servers, deleted subpoena emails, broken devices, bleach pit. Then you have Joe Biden, 4 separate locations, no raids, no charges, nothing. Can you explain that to me? What has happened to this great constitutional republic that is supposed to be, you know, governed by equal justice under the law and equal application of our laws? Every American should fear this regardless of where they stand politically. That's what I believe.
This isn't the American dream. This is the American nightmare. And this is not even about Donald Trump. It's about every other American at home who's now at risk of prosecutorial abuse as well. I think one of the great things that happened for this country was in the last week, seeing Fani Willis actually testify in that case, Sean. There, the American public was able to see bare. These are the people who are actually pursuing these cases against Donald Trump. People have no idea about basic geography or the basic idea or the understanding of the law as well. These are not the people that our founding fathers envisioned should be in charge of, let alone prosecuting a former president of the United States and somebody who's running for president of the United States. They're rolling over in their graves. We're supposed to be a country where, regardless of your skin color, and yes, regardless of your political belief, there is one standard of the rule of law in the United States of America. And I'm grateful that Donald Trump is standing strong, that he's actually said it beautifully the other night. Actually, on Fox, on the town hall, he said it. You know what my vengeance will be? Success will be my vengeance. There's a trap to try to bait somebody, to come after them in so many different directions that you get them to crumble or to make a mistake. I'm glad to see him going in the other direction to say that, you know what, we're going to chase success. Success is unifying. Success is how we win. And you know what? I have full confidence that that's exactly what's going to happen this November, even though they've created a complicated path to get there.
Tell me why you're so confident that will happen.
Well, look, at the end of the day, I do have confidence in the American people. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I was just in South Carolina today. The enthusiasm for Trump was palpable, but the enthusiasm for this country was palpable. people in this country realize we live in a 1776 moment right now. We talked about our founding fathers and setting into motion one standard of the rule of law. This is a 1776 moment today. And I think people across this country, I hope people watching at home, feel that sense of responsibility. It's not just another ordinary election where we're talking about tax rates being higher or lower. This is about the basic ideals that our country was founded on. I think most people understand that, Sean, and we're going to be stronger on the other side of it.
All right, Vivek Ramaswamy, maybe we'll see you when we're in South Carolina this week. Thank you, sir, for being with us. We appreciate it. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.